What if I told you that some black actors worth millions live like they're barely scraping by? No luxury cars, no massive mansions, no nonstop shopping sprees. While Hollywood expected them to flex their wealth, they quietly chose thrift stores, modest homes, and everyday routines that shock fans. At the height of fame, when money flowed fast and fame felt unstoppable, they did the opposite of what everyone expected. Tough childhoods shaped some. Others feared losing it all, and a few refused to let money change who they were. These are 20 black actors who live like they're poor, and once you hear why, it'll completely change how you see success. 20. Chiwetel Ejiofor. When you think of Chiwetel Ejiofor, you think of powerful roles, deep emotions, and award-winning performances. What you don't think of is luxury cars, wild parties, or flashy headlines. And that's exactly the point. Despite starring in massive films and working with top directors, Chiwetel lives a life that feels almost invisible by Hollywood standards. He moves quietly, dresses simply, and keeps his personal life far away from the spotlight. Chiwetel has never chased the image of wealth. He doesn't flood social media with designer brands or private jet photos. Instead, he focuses on his craft, his roots, and meaningful storytelling. Even when his career hit global recognition, his lifestyle stayed controlled and grounded. No sudden upgrades, no loud lifestyle changes, just steady work and quiet living. He has often chosen projects based on depth rather than paycheck size. That choice alone shows how little money defines him. While many actors use success as a reason to show off, Chiwetel treats success as something private. He spends his time reading, directing, and supporting cultural and humanitarian causes rather than chasing luxury. In a world where fame often turns into excess, Chiwetel Ejiofor stands out by doing the opposite. He lives like someone who values peace over praise and purpose over possessions, making him a perfect example of a black actor who lives like he is poor, not because he has to, but because he chooses simplicity. 19. Aldis Hodge. Aldis Hodge has built an impressive career with talent, patience, and discipline. Yet his lifestyle tells a very different story than most people expect. While many actors rush to display their success, Aldis keeps everything understated. No flashy lifestyle, no constant luxury upgrades, just quiet growth and self-control. What makes Aldis stand out is how intentionally he lives. He invests his time in learning, designing watches, studying architecture, and building skills outside of acting. Instead of throwing money at status symbols, he puts energy into craftsmanship and knowledge. That mindset naturally leads to a modest way of living. Even as his roles grew bigger and his name became more recognizable, Aldis stayed grounded. He has spoken openly about financial discipline and long-term thinking. He understands how fast money can disappear in Hollywood, and he refuses to fall into that trap. His clothing choices, daily habits, and public appearances all reflect restraint rather than excess. Aldis does not live like someone trying to prove wealth. He lives like someone focused on longevity. His home life stays private, his spending stays controlled, and his public image stays clean. That kind of discipline is rare in an industry built on appearances. Aldis Hodge represents a new kind of success. One where living modestly is a strength, not a weakness, and where choosing a simple life becomes a quiet form of power. 18. Mahershala. Ali Mahershala. Ali is one of the most respected actors of his generation, yet his lifestyle feels far removed from Hollywood luxury. Even after winning major awards and landing high-profile roles, Mahershala chose a path of restraint and simplicity. He keeps his life quiet, private, and intentionally small, especially compared to the fame he holds. He rarely shows off wealth. You do not see him flexing expensive cars, massive homes, or luxury vacations. His public appearances are calm and minimal, often focused on the work rather than the lifestyle around it. Mahershala values peace, spirituality, and balance more than material comfort. And that choice reflects strongly in how he lives. Instead of chasing fame culture, he limits interviews, avoids oversharing, and keeps his family life protected. Even his fashion choices stay clean and simple. Nothing loud, nothing excessive, just enough. That restraint gives the impression of someone living far below their means, even when success is undeniable. Mahershala's spending habits are shaped by awareness. He understands how unstable fame can be and chooses to build a life that does not depend on constant attention or high spending. His focus stays on meaningful roles, personal growth, and inner discipline. In an industry where excess is often praised, Mahershala Ali quietly proves that living like you are poor can actually be a sign of strength, control, and long-term wisdom. 17. Sterling K. Brown. Sterling K. Brown became a household name through emotionally powerful performances, yet his real-life lifestyle remained surprisingly modest. Despite steady work, awards, and respect across the industry, Sterling has never leaned into flashy living. He keeps his success grounded and his personal life intentionally simple. Sterling often speaks about gratitude, balance, and staying connected to reality. Those values shape how he spends and how he lives. Instead of luxury purchases, he prioritizes family, stability, and emotional well-being. His home life stays private, and his public image stays clean and relatable. You rarely see Sterling showing off wealth, no loud designer displays, no over-the-top spending habits. Even his presence online feels thoughtful rather than excessive. He carries himself like someone who remembers life before fame and refuses to forget it. Sterling understands that money comes and goes, but character lasts. That belief keeps him from chasing a lifestyle built on appearances. He invests in comfort, not excess. Security, not status. His choices reflect long-term thinking rather than short-term pleasure. For someone with his level of success, Sterling K. Brown lives in a way that feels almost ordinary. That quiet discipline places him firmly among black actors who live like they are poor, not because they lack money, but because they value something deeper. 16. David Oyelowo. David Oyelowo carries himself with calm confidence, but never with excess. Despite leading major films and earning global recognition, his lifestyle remains deeply restrained. He lives with intention, guided by faith, family, and purpose, rather than money or attention. David avoids Hollywood flash culture. He does not chase luxury trends or public displays of wealth. His clothing, interviews, and public appearances all reflect moderation. Everything about his life feels structured and grounded, not inflated by fame. He has often chosen roles that reflect meaning and values instead of chasing the biggest paycheck. That decision naturally shapes a simpler lifestyle. His focus stays on storytelling, cultural impact, and personal responsibility rather than status symbols. David also keeps his family life protected. He draws clear boundaries between work and home, which helps him avoid the pressure to live extravagantly. His success supports his life, but it does not define it. In an industry built on showing more, David Oyelowo stands out by needing less. His quiet discipline and modest living make him a clear example of a black actor who lives like he is poor by choice, not by circumstance. 15. Delroy Lindo. Delroy Lindo has spent decades delivering powerful performances, yet his lifestyle has always remained understated. Even at the height of his career, Delroy never embraced the flashy side of Hollywood. He stayed focused on the work, not the rewards around it. Delroy keeps his life private and low-key. He does not chase attention or luxury. His appearances are rare, his interviews thoughtful, and his public presence minimal. That reserved nature carries into how he lives day to day. Instead of spending on excess, Delroy invests in longevity and stability. He understands the cycles of the industry and chooses discipline over display. His success never turned into reckless spending or lifestyle inflation. There is a quiet dignity in how Delroy lives. He values craft, history, and cultural impact more than money. That mindset keeps his lifestyle grounded, even when his resume speaks volumes. Delroy Lindo proves that true wealth does not need to be loud. His modest living places him squarely among black actors who live like they are poor, even while standing rich in experience and respect. 14. Clark Peters. Clark Peters is widely respected for his talent, yet his personal life remains almost invisible. Despite a long and successful career, he lives far from Hollywood excess. His lifestyle reflects humility, discipline, and a strong sense of self. Clark avoids fame culture entirely. He does not seek headlines, luxury branding, or public validation. His work speaks for him, allowing him to live quietly without pressure to perform wealth. He has maintained steady work over the years, but never allowed success to reshape his identity. His choices reflect balance and contentment rather than ambition driven by money. That approach keeps his life simple and controlled. Clark values privacy deeply. He separates work from life, which helps him avoid the lifestyle traps many actors fall into. His spending stays practical, his presence stays minimal, and his focus stays clear. In a world obsessed with more, Clark Peters lives comfortably with less. That quiet simplicity makes him a perfect fit for this list of black actors who live like they are poor. 13. Keith David Keith. David has one of the most recognizable voices and longest careers in the industry, yet his lifestyle remains remarkably modest. Despite decades of steady work across film, television, and voice acting, he never turned success into spectacle. He lives quietly, focusing on stability rather than excess. Keith has always treated acting as a profession, not a gateway to celebrity worship. That mindset shaped how he handled money. Instead of overspending during peak years, he stayed consistent and practical. His public image reflects professionalism, not luxury. You rarely see Keith David in gossip headlines or lifestyle features. He avoids the Hollywood party scene and keeps his personal life protected. His spending habits suggest long-term planning rather than short-term pleasure. Keith understands that a steady income matters more than flashy moments. That understanding allowed him to maintain a comfortable but simple life without chasing the illusion of wealth. His success supports his family and career, not a public display. Living like he is poor does not mean lacking. For Keith David, it means control, discipline, and respect for the craft over the noise of fame. 12. Michael Jai White. Michael Jai White is known for his physical presence and martial arts mastery, yet his lifestyle remains grounded and disciplined. Even with fame and recognition, he never chased luxury as a symbol of success. Michael lives by structure. Fitness, training, and personal growth shape his daily life more than material rewards. Instead of flashy spending, he invests in health, skill development, and long-term balance. He has often spoken about financial responsibility and avoiding Hollywood traps. That awareness shows in how modestly he lives. No wild upgrades, no reckless spending, just steady control. Michael also understands the unpredictability of the entertainment industry. Rather than live above his means, he maintains a lifestyle that allows freedom and security. His choices reflect survival knowledge, not insecurity. Michael Jai White represents a form of wealth built on discipline. His modest living fits perfectly with the idea of a black actor who lives like he is poor while remaining rich in purpose. 11. Giancarlo Esposito. Giancarlo Esposito is known for unforgettable roles, yet his real life has been marked by restraint and humility. Long before mainstream recognition, he lived through financial struggles that shaped how he views money. Even after achieving massive success, Giancarlo did not suddenly upgrade his lifestyle. He stayed cautious, grounded, and mindful of spending. His experiences taught him that fame does not guarantee security. Giancarlo avoids excess and values simplicity. He keeps his personal life private and his spending intentional. That discipline allows him to live without pressure or fear of collapse. His story is one of survival and wisdom. Rather than prove success through luxury, he proves it through stability. He lives like someone who respects money, not someone who worships it. Giancarlo Esposito's modest lifestyle reflects lessons learned the hard way, making him a clear example of living like he is poor by choice and awareness. 10. Omar Epps. Omar Epps has enjoyed consistent success, yet his lifestyle remains low-key and controlled. Unlike many of his peers, he never leaned into flashy living or celebrity excess. Omar keeps his personal life private and his spending balanced. He avoids unnecessary attention and focuses on creative expression and family life instead of status symbols. His career choices reflect stability over spectacle. That same mindset shapes how he lives. Comfort matters, but excess does not. Omar understands how fast fame can fade. That awareness keeps his lifestyle realistic and sustainable. He lives within his means, regardless of public perception. Omar Epps proves that success does not require display. His modest approach fits naturally into the theme of black actors who live as if they are poor. 9. Don Cheadle. Don Cheadle is one of the most respected actors in the industry, yet his lifestyle remains understated. Despite major roles and consistent work, he has never embraced flashy wealth. Don focuses heavily on activism, humanitarian work, and social responsibility. His priorities leave little room for indulgent spending. Instead of luxury, he invests in causes and impact. He maintains a private home life and avoids public excess. His choices reflect awareness and restraint rather than indulgence. Don understands that money is a tool, not a trophy. That belief keeps his lifestyle grounded even with long-term success. Living modestly allows Don Cheadle to move freely and purposefully, making him a strong example of a black actor who lives like he is poor by choice. 8. Chadwick Boseman. Chadwick Boseman reached a level of fame most actors only dream about, yet he lived with a humility that shocked even those closest to him. While the world celebrated his rise, Chadwick quietly chose a life that never reflected excess. He did not upgrade his identity with wealth. He stayed grounded, reserved, and deeply intentional. Even after becoming a global icon, Chadwick avoided luxury culture. He dressed simply, traveled without spectacles, and never chased attention. His focus stayed on storytelling, cultural responsibility, and honoring history. Money was never his motivator. Purpose always came first. What made his lifestyle stand out was consistency. Fame did not change his habits. Success did not inflate his needs. He lived as if tomorrow still mattered, as if stability mattered more than celebration. That mindset shaped how he spent, where he lived, and how he moved through the world. Behind the scenes, Chadwick gave generously, supported causes quietly, and helped others without cameras involved. He believed wealth meant responsibility, not display. That belief kept his lifestyle modest even at his peak. Chadwick understood how quickly success can disappear. Rather than live recklessly, he chose discipline and control. His life reflected inner richness rather than outward shine. Living like he was poor was never about limitation. It was about dignity, focus, and respect for something greater than fame. Chadwick Boseman's modest life remains one of the clearest examples of choosing simplicity over excess, even when the world expects more. 7. John Boyega. John Boyega entered global fame suddenly, yet his lifestyle never exploded alongside it. Despite massive success early in his career, John stayed grounded, cautious, and deeply aware of where he came from. That awareness shaped how he lived and spent. Rather than rushing into luxury, John focused on stability. He spoke openly about understanding the value of money and the danger of overspending in entertainment. That mindset kept his lifestyle realistic and controlled. John avoids flashy displays. His public image reflects comfort, not excess. He chooses simplicity in clothing, travel, and daily life. Even with international recognition, he maintains a grounded presence that feels closer to ordinary life than celebrity culture. He also prioritizes community, activism, and creative freedom over material reward. Instead of chasing the biggest paydays, he chooses projects that align with his values. That choice naturally limits lifestyle inflation. John understands fame can be temporary. He plans for longevity rather than indulgence. His spending reflects caution and foresight, not impulse. Living modestly allows John to stay connected to reality. He does not live above his means or seek wealth for validation. His success supports his independence, not his ego. John Boyega represents a generation of actors redefining success. Living like he is poor is not a weakness for him. It is a strategy built on awareness, control, and respect for the journey that brought him forward. 6. Lawrence Fishburne. Lawrence Fishburne has experienced every stage of Hollywood success, yet his lifestyle remains controlled and understated. Despite iconic roles and decades of recognition, he never allowed wealth to dictate how he lived. Lawrence approaches acting as a craft, not a spectacle. That philosophy extends into his personal life. He avoids excess, keeps his spending measured, and maintains a private existence away from Hollywood noise. Even at his peak, Lawrence chose discretion over display. His appearances remain refined but simple, nothing loud, nothing unnecessary. His lifestyle reflects maturity and discipline rather than indulgence. Lawrence understands the cycles of fame. He knows success rises and falls. That understanding keeps him grounded and cautious with money. Instead of chasing luxury, he focuses on security and long-term stability. He also keeps his personal life protected. That separation helps him avoid pressure to perform wealth. His success serves his life, not the other way around. Living like he is poor does not mean lacking comfort. It means refusing waste. It means choosing peace over performance. Lawrence Fishburne lives with quiet confidence, never needing excess to prove success. His modest lifestyle stands as an example of restraint in an industry driven by consumption. He shows that true wealth is control, longevity, and self-respect rather than material display. 5. Morgan Freeman. Morgan Freeman has reached a level of fame that few actors ever touch, yet his personal life feels almost untouched by celebrity excess. While his voice and presence are known around the world, his daily lifestyle remains calm, simple, and deliberately quiet. He never chased Hollywood glamour, even when success made it easy to do so. Rather than living surrounded by luxury, Morgan chose comfort and peace. He prefers rural settings, predictable routines, and a life that moves slowly. Expensive displays never mattered to him. What mattered was control over his time and space. That choice shaped how he spent his money and how he structured his life. Morgan treats wealth with respect, not excitement. He understands that money is a tool meant to support life, not dominate it. Instead of upgrading endlessly, he maintained steady habits and practical living arrangements. His lifestyle reflects restraint rather than reward. Even at the height of his career, Morgan avoided celebrity culture. He skipped unnecessary appearances and kept his personal affairs private. This separation allowed him to live without pressure to perform wealth for the public. Living like he is poor does not mean living without comfort. It means refusing waste and excess. Morgan Freeman lives with intention, choosing stability over indulgence. His success supports his peace, not his ego. His choices reflect years of experience watching others lose everything to excess. By staying modest, he protected himself from instability. That discipline allowed him to enjoy success without being owned by it. Morgan's lifestyle proves that true richness often shows up as calm, privacy, and freedom above noise, fame, expectations, money pressure, and constant attention from the outside world. 4. Samuel L. Jackson. Samuel L. Jackson has earned enormous success, yet his lifestyle remains grounded and practical. Despite starring in countless blockbuster films, he never allowed wealth to rewrite who he is. He lives with intention, avoiding reckless habits that often follow fame. Samuel believes money should create security, not chaos. That belief guides every decision he makes. Instead of chasing luxury trends, he sticks to comfort and function. His choices reflect discipline rather than indulgence. Even with a continuous income, Samuel resists lifestyle inflation. He understands how quickly excess can become a trap. By keeping his life simple, he avoids pressure and unnecessary stress. Fame never pushed him to live louder than needed. He also values routine and structure. Those habits help him stay grounded while working in an unpredictable industry. His private life remains protected, allowing him to move freely without constant public judgment. Samuel does not perform wealth for validation. He does not need to prove success through spending. His confidence comes from experience and stability, not possessions. Living like he is poor is a strategy for Samuel L. Jackson. It keeps him independent, focused, and free from excess expectations. His success supports his life without controlling it. In a culture obsessed with more, Samuel chose enough. That choice allowed him to enjoy longevity, clarity, and control over his world. He watched many peers fall into financial chaos through careless spending. Learning from those examples, he stayed cautious. His modest habits protect his future and mental peace. By refusing excess, he keeps fame from becoming a burden. That balance defines his long-lasting career. Samuel understands real power comes from choice. Living simply gives him flexibility, privacy, and stability while working on his own terms without pressure from outside expectations, money, trends, attention, industry noise distractions, and constant demands of daily life. 3. Danny Glover. Danny Glover has spent his entire career choosing purpose over profit. Even at the height of his fame, he never chased luxury or Hollywood excess. His lifestyle has always reflected activism, responsibility, and awareness rather than wealth. Danny is known for living simply and directing much of his energy towards social causes. Instead of spending on flashy homes or luxury items, he has consistently invested his time and resources into education, labor rights, and humanitarian efforts. His public appearances are modest, and his personal life stays private. He never tried to build an image around money. His clothing, habits, and lifestyle choices show restraint and intention. Danny understands that fame is temporary, but impact lasts longer. Living modestly allowed him to stay free from industry pressure. He shaped a life based on values, not appearances. That choice often made him appear far less wealthy than he actually was. Danny Glover's life is a clear example of a black actor who lives like he is poor, not due to lack of success, but because of a deep commitment to purpose over possessions. 2. Forest Whitaker. Forest Whitaker is an award-winning actor with global recognition, yet his lifestyle is deeply calm and unpretentious. He avoids celebrity culture and chooses a life centered on peace, spirituality, and service. Forrest lives quietly, far from the noise of Hollywood. His spending habits reflect mindfulness rather than indulgence. Instead of luxury living, he prioritizes humanitarian work, meditation, and global peace initiatives. He rarely appears in gossip or lifestyle headlines. His focus stays on meaningful projects and personal growth. Even with success, he keeps his life small and controlled. Forrest understands the emotional cost of fame. That awareness keeps him grounded and disciplined. His lifestyle reflects balance, not excess. Forrest Whitaker's modest way of living shows that success does not need to be loud. He embodies the idea of living like you are poor while being rich in wisdom and purpose. 1. Denzel Washington. Denzel Washington stands at the top of Hollywood, yet his lifestyle remains shockingly simple. Despite decades of success, he never embraced flashy living or celebrity excess. Denzel lives with discipline, structure, and privacy. He avoids unnecessary luxury and keeps his personal life protected. His focus stays on faith, family, and work rather than wealth. He has consistently spoken about responsibility and restraint. That mindset shapes how he lives. Instead of chasing upgrades, he maintains stability and balance. Denzel understands the dangers of excess. He chooses comfort without indulgence and success without display. His lifestyle reflects maturity earned through experience. Denzel Washington represents the ultimate example of a black actor who lives like he is poor, not because he lacks money, but because he understands that true wealth is built on character, control, and purpose. So after hearing these stories, you have to ask yourself, is real success about flashing money or keeping control of it? These actors had everything to spend, yet chose discipline over flexing and freedom over fame. Their choices might look strange, but they could be the smartest moves in Hollywood. Now it's your turn. Which story surprised you the most, and which one hit a little too close to home? Drop your thoughts in the comments. Hit that like button if this changed how you see money, and subscribe right now for more untold stories Hollywood doesn't want you thinking about.